President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has attended the ongoing funeral rites of the late Ivorian Prime Minister Hamid Bakayoko at the Anyama Stadium in the north of the Ivorian capital, Abidjan. Bakayoko, who was 56 years old, died on March 10th in Germany whilst undergoing cancer treatment. He is due to be buried on Friday. President Akufo-Addo, who attended the event in his capacity as the chairman of the ECOWAS Authority, has since returned home. He was accompanied by Foreign Minister Shelia Yoko-Boche and officials of the presidency and the foreign ministry. Bakayoko took over as Prime Minister in July last year from Amadou Gon Coulibaly, who died after returning to the Ivory Coast from 2 months in France, where he had been treated for heart problems. But Bakayoko, who was also the country's defense minister, himself traveled to France for health reasons on February 18th and was later transferred to Germany. Bakayoko's office has been filled in his absence by Patrick Achi, previously Secretary General to the West African country's presidency. In other African news, Tanzania's President John Pombe Magufuli has died of heart complications, Vice President Samia Suluhu Hassan announced in a televised address on Wednesday. Vice President Hassan said Magufuli was hospitalized on 6th March this year at the Jakaya Kikwete Cardiac Institute and died at the Mzena State Hospital in Dar es Salaam on Wednesday. Vice President Hassan said there will be 14 days of national mourning and flags will fly at half-mast. Magufuli had not been seen in public since 24 February and rumors had been circulating about his health. East African press and social media have been humming for the past 2 weeks with claims that the late president had succumbed to COVID-19. Over the past year, Mr. Magufuli came under intense criticism at home and abroad for his handling of the coronavirus pandemic. He rallied against masks and social distancing, promoted unproven remedies as cures, and said that God had helped the country eliminate the virus. Tanzania has not shared data on the coronavirus with the World Health Organization since April last year, and it has reported just 509 cases and 21 deaths, figures that have been widely viewed with skepticism. The president resisted instituting formal restrictions and public health measures against COVID-19 until late last month. He had been in office since 2015 and was Tanzania's 5th president. Known as the bulldozer because of his hands-on, no-nonsense approach to governance, he captured the public imagination in his first years in office by taking part directly in public sanitation campaigns and clearing tens of thousands of ghost workers from the public payroll. He also expanded state infrastructure, extending the national road network and building a railway link to neighbors in the East African sub-region. According to the Tanzanian constitution, Ms. Hassan will be sworn in as president to serve the remainder of the 5-year term that Mr. Magufuli began when he won re-election last October. The move will make her Tanzania's first female leader.
The Food and Drugs Authority, FDA, says there has not been any record of blood clots linked to the AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccination in Ghana. According to the authority, although it has received reports of adverse effects of the vaccine, it has not received any reports of blood clots. It said among the most commonly reported adverse effects among those vaccinated are headaches, fever, chills, body pains, pain at injection site, weakness, nausea and dizziness. These effects, the FDA says, are expected from the vaccination and in most cases are resolved within a day or two. The FDA made this known in a press statement issued Tuesday, March 16, 2021, following reports of blood clots in some countries in Europe and the subsequent suspension of the AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccination in those countries. The FDA used the statement to reassure the public that it is closely monitoring the situation locally, and to date, no event of blood clots linked to the Covishield vaccine has been reported among those who have been vaccinated in Ghana. The authority emphasized it continues to work with its committee of experts, other regulators globally, and will use its established safety monitoring system to support the vaccine program to ensure public health and safety. Earlier this week, the extended program on immunization of the Ghana Health Service says it has received about 1,000 reports of adverse effects from persons vaccinated against the COVID-19 in Ghana out of over 400,000 jabs. These are people vaccinated within 12 days of the first phase of the COVID-19 vaccination exercise. Meanwhile, the World Health Organization has said there is no evidence that incidents involving blood clots are caused by the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine.
The National Secretariat of the Ghana Private Road Transport Union, GPRTU, in Accra, says it has critically analyzed and reviewed the recently presented 2021 budget by the government, and its members are happy and welcome the vehicle income tax waiver. As a result of this, the Secretariat is focusing on safeguarding the interest of transport operators in making a strong case for the increment in transport charges. Godfred Abulbire Adogma, the General Secretary of the GPRTU, speaking to the media in a post-budget interview, justified the need for the review as there has not been any increment in transportation charges and fares for some time now, even after 1 year since the emergence of the COVID-19 pandemic. He said transport operators witnessed a huge fall in the picking and loading of passengers last year as a result of ensuring social distancing in public transport. He stressed that transport operators, particularly GPRTU members, also did not benefit from the COVID-19 stimulus packages as against other businesses and organizations that benefited.
The time the COVID has set in, from 2020 March coming up, things are not normal. Everything that you have to do, they make reference to what we are not in normal times, and that's a lot of the COVID. So it put more burden on the general public. So when we had that time, even since we were going to adjust, if you listen carefully for that time, we had said that we were going to adjust lot of it by 50%, if you can remember clearly. And we said that as a result of the government asking us to now reduce the number of passengers in our vehicles. So when we had spoken and then the matter rest, there was a margin which was given to us. We adjusted, and when that lockdown restrictions were eased, we were asked to reduce our lot of it by a certain margin again. So we did that. GPRTU had intended to meet government through the Transport Ministry and ask of the concerned COVID-19 stimulus packages that were given to other bodies and other unions. We, as GPRTU, never had.
According to him, they are happy and welcome the vehicle income tax waiver announced in the 2021 budget. But unfortunately, the relief doesn't cover all vehicles, especially long-distance drivers and other commercial transportation.
So looking at the budget, we thought maybe the decision to waive off third and fourth quarter, am I right? Third and fourth quarter taxes for truck rolls.
Very clear income tax.
Yes, taxes. The income tax for truck rolls and taxis was partly something near what we were going to ask for. But the fact that it did not run across board all our vehicles, no, we still have questions there to ask. Now, but we appreciate that something little like that has been done.
He explained that there is no better time to increase transport fares than now, since other factors such as automobile spare parts, DVLA charges, among others such as petroleum products, have been increased. This, he identified, will obviously affect transport operators who are yet to make amends after making huge losses post-COVID-19.
Was as a result of some automatic adjustment of fuels that was going on, and that gave rise to some of these concerned drivers union and drivers groups were agitating and then speaking to the fact that they were going to get their lot of fares adjusted on a particular date, which was around to the 2nd of February or something thereabout. But we from GPRTU, being a more organized group, said that we will not go by that decision. We have a procedure. We and then the GRTCC normally have procedure by meeting the Transport Ministry go into dialogue to discuss and then know the percentage adjustment from the road fares that will equate to the fuel adjustment. So now, coming from there, like I said, there are some automatic adjustment on fuels. But we're seeing it to be like, if you watch fuel that time from where it was reduced back to 18 cedis per gallon. So if the build up started from there, we were not requested with any fact for us to increase. So we have allowed it. But now that it's going beyond what we know, we think it's right for us to ask.
Construction works on the Akratama Beach Road Improvement Project has commenced and progressing steadily. Currently, major road drains works on some key sections of the intended dual highway are ongoing. Vice President Mahmoud Bawumia last August cut the sword for the construction of the $100 million Akratama Beach Road Improvement Project. The project, totaling 26.6 kilometers, starts from the Black Star Square through to Tema Community 3, which forms part of the Accra Metropolitan Intelligence Traffic Management System and would be completed within 24 months. The project is being constructed by the Mrs. Gansu International Corporation for Economic and Technical Cooperation and Mrs. China Major Bridge Engineering Company Limited. The Akratama Beach Road is the southernmost arterial road in the Greater Accra region. By the classification of the Department of Urban Roads and Lanes, the western and eastern parts of the national capital, Accra. Portions of the road have been dualized under earlier projects, whilst other sections are single carriageways with limited capacity. The project has two main components, namely the coordination of all traffic signals in the region and the development of a traffic management center to manage them to minimize traffic challenges. The completion of the dualization of the Akratama Beach Road between the Black Star Square to Community 3 will ease traffic congestion along the stretch. Speaking to NET2 TV News, the Municipal Chief Executive for Lejekuku, Madam Evelyn Chum Jamra, said she was happy with the pace of work and revealed that thorny issues such as compensation to affected and displaced residents are being addressed.
Last year, no, President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, MIN TSS, last year, no year of roots. Ampa. Over Tashi Link Road is now 77% complete. And now over Beach Road no so. Sa Beach Road no. Ye ho adwuma fi Independence Square. Airport Tema, New Town. Na we almost started Beach Road no last year. From Tashi Malcolm going towards Nungwa. Ejuma wamo ye no utimi ho se nkrofo no wamo ye ejuma papa. Na wamo abomoden na ansa na wobe sha ejuma no ase no wamo ma residents along the road no border road say aban ba beye ekwan no enti obia ni structure ni building will be affected no chro nafa core urban roads which they've all done it for compensation minimum so say aban be compensate one.
She also thanked the Teshi community for cooperating with the contractors when they started putting utility infrastructure such as water, telecoms and electricity in place. She prayed for the project to go according to schedule so as to inure to the benefit of commuters.
On the part of the assembly, no. Yeah, so where a bear affected road, no. Me works engineer and in a team, they went there to mark those places for service lines like electricity, water, etc. Telephone, ni adie. Inti, Misha, they are all comporting to a jumana ye no. Roadi ya, adia ebeboa commuters, motorists, pedestrians. Ni adie. Ebeboa papa. Baby, I want me draw no. Me was a man for any especially residents around. Say Empire near boss say they will finish in good time. Said ya ebeya yenso national cake no yenso yensa beka yenchefa.
The municipal chief executive also expressed appreciation to government for completing the first phase of works on the Adar Junction to Lekma Link Road, which is crucial for commuters within the Lejikuku constituency.
There's another stretch of road apart from the beach road, just over the weekend, That road, has been there in Futuro near dear Eko Amanfo Efie near dear just over the weekend. One more day, asphalt. I started say, egu equino so. They've done the first layer. We are expecting, they said in 2 weeks' time, they will come and do the second layer, bringing it to completion. And in Kakra, Lejikuku is seeing developments in roads and drains. It's abano wabomadin papa.
Some residents and commuters shared their thoughts on the roads projects.
MC dia oye juma pa because enen na sakwa ye hunwa oye juma pa na ma me so na minhra no na akufado ntie no se bibi odi beto akufado no akufado ye ntem mai na next 4 years don be hu ye life.
Oh, honorable de wayade bebre mi anga so me boss itinu mi tu chairman no she's done enough for us itinu ye bompa esa akufado maintaining no emaye
ni age me to ade wa hanum sei ekwan no efutuo no ni yatremu saa ni emunia ma ye yale ye bowa se corona ye ba ye na ka ye se efutuo na ma corona ka ye nya corona wa hanum sei eso nyame adom akufado adawo ma wa begusu coat amaye wa she first coat dia ka no mbe he no nyema ye ni ye bo na baso na to aso